I talked about a little bit about the learning lessons that I experienced when I did bring on my first virtual assistant and grew my own virtual assistant team. Of course, this has grown quite a lot of it in the past few years as I'm working with more and more clients and more business owners and helping them grow as well. Probably the most important part of bringing on a virtual assistant to your team, and that is actually creating SOPs and what SOPs are and how you can take the framework that I've been using and that I'm teaching and coaching with clients to really customize the help that you need and the help that every business needs, right? Because every business is a little bit different. You have very different ways of onboarding clients, offboarding clients, invoicing clients, following up, doing lead generation, doing marketing. Everything's different, right? So we can't just simply create one SOP that works for everyone like a lot of companies, virtual assistant companies are promising you. Managing your emails, managing your calendar inbox. There are absolutely ways that we can take a standard SOP, which I do have, that I share with all of my clients, and tweak it to really fit your business. So we do have processes and systems ready for our clients to be implemented right away. But when you're really getting the most impact from your virtual assistant team is when you're customizing those SOPs and customizing their work efforts to really fit exactly the work that you need to get off of your plate, because it's simply taking up too much of your time and your time is better focused somewhere else, right? Kind of nurturing and building more of those relationships and really bring them into proper clients. SOPs is extremely important because it's really the foundation of everything that your virtual assistant should be doing and what your virtual assistant should be focusing on in their day-to-day and work. I want to clarify one thing before we go into the framework is a lot of people think I need to have every single SOP created in my business. I need to have every single small minute detail ready so I can bring on a virtual assistant. Yes, you can, but it's actually not my preferred way of creating SOPs or bringing on a virtual assistant. I like to have a VA there to create these SOPs and to create these processes with you. So one, you're getting them done and you're creating them properly on exactly how you want the work to be done, but you're also training your virtual assistant at the same time. They can come in and kind of suggest better ways that you may not have even thought about of how to do something. But then also when you are going through exactly how you're doing it, you start realizing of different things that you can be doing. And it's a great time to train and create a new system or maybe a bit more optimized system to hand over to your virtual assistant so they can really help you with the work that you need. Just a quick caveat, bring on that virtual assistant, reach out to me, let's have a strategy session, let's see and kind of talk about where you're gonna get the most impact. So you can go to the link down below. When you do meet with me, I give you a full free plan on where the biggest impacts a virtual assistant can have in your business, and we're gonna come up with a full strategic plan on exactly the projects that we need to create SOPs and that we need to structure so a virtual assistant can have more of an impact and really take over those things. So let's get into it. So really the way that I structure and create SOPs, they fall into a few different buckets, which is really important to remember because all these buckets are different. There's about 5 different buckets that SOPs and the work that your virtual assistant does for you should fall into. The number 1 bucket is daily. The second bucket is weekly. The third bucket is monthly. The fourth bucket is as they come. And then the 5th bucket is projects. All of them mean a little different, but the first 3, let's take daily, weekly, and monthly, pretty self-explanatory here, right? What are things that you want your virtual assistant to be doing every single day? What are things and processes that you need them to be doing every week? What are processes that you need them to be doing every single month? This is where those processes live. What's really important is you kind of outline, okay, every day, every morning, I want you to go through my email and I want you to read my emails and I want you to put them in 3 different email categories. For example, right? Replied to. So this is where your virtual assistant understood what they needed to do. They, is it a meeting scheduling? They got it scheduled, they got it on your calendar, they replied and took care of everything. She'll kind of label and folder it that way. The second one, drafted replies, is where they drafted a reply and they need you to look over. And the third bucket in the email system is needs your attention, right? So these are emails that my virtual assistant didn't want to reply for me because they needed my expertise and my touch in those emails. In those processes, when we're writing out those processes, right, we really make sure to say, I want this done every single morning, midday, and then also before you log out for the day. So that's a great daily process. Another one, which is fantastic, could be calendar. So really looking through your calendar, making sure that you're gonna be able to attend all of the meetings, that you don't need anything rescheduled. Another daily one could be writing up the meeting notes from yesterday, putting everything into the CRM, into your customer relationship management system, and make sure everything is good, updating all of the opportunities. These are things that as business owners, we all do. And these are things that we should not be doing because they take up quite a bit of our time. Structure those are daily, really good for weekly and monthly. You get the point. It's things that you need them to do at those time scales. So when we're looking at monthly, let's say that we're doing a lot of social media marketing. And one thing that's really important about social media marketing is that you're following the analytics and what's being specifically working for your audience and where you're getting those meetings, but as well as where you're getting impressions, the likes, and all the interaction that you're looking to harvest for this type of marketing. A great one in monthly is your virtual assistant analyzes all of this in your social media, puts them in an Excel sheet, and really analyzes it and comes up with a strategy for the next month. Then you get to sit down and have a meeting. Okay, what's been working? What has not been working? What do we need to focus on and what can we do better? Really good right there. The next two buckets, which are really important, honestly, especially this upcoming bucket, is probably the bucket that I use the most when it comes to my VA, is as they come task. What is as they come task? That is a process and a task that automatically happens when there's a trigger. We need something to happen, then we have the process, and then we have an expected result. Trigger, system, expected result. That's the framework of these, all SOPs essentially, but especially as they come, a great one that I've used ever since and that all of my clients use is we're all looking to onboard new clients. That's the trigger. Hey, VA, we have a new client. You can simply Slack them. We have a new client. We need to begin our process. Once these processes are written out, they know exactly what to do and what you need to do and what's expected from them and what's expected for you to do. They can really highlight what's important as you sit down with your virtual assistant, but as you really clearly outline a quick summary of what that video is going to be about, is you really quickly outline all of the steps which is necessary in that process. So say, step 1, receive client information from Evan, from the executive. Step 2, put this in the CRM. Step 3, create an invoice. Step 4, create a service agreement and send it out to the client, and then get more and more detailed as it comes. So you're really outlining what that process is, but then as they come, as you're getting new clients, as you're offboarding clients, as you're filming a video and you need your social media process to happen, all those are as they come tasks. So project bucket. This is extra projects that you've been wanting to work on that you simply haven't had time, and they've been sitting on your mind for a long time, right? So they've been on your mind. As soon as your virtual assistant is done with their daily, made a good progress on their weekly, monthly, as well as handled all of the as they come, they then begin working on the project. A lot of business owners, they're looking to get into social media, getting into SEO marketing on their website, but they simply don't know where to start. So a great place to start is to have your virtual assistant research, come up with a plan, educate themselves, and then begin educating you on exactly what we need to do and what you need to do to get this properly handled. Those are kind of like the 5 really good buckets that you can organize your SOPs and help your virtual assistant get more into. So if you're curious about what a virtual assistant is, how it can look in your business, if you even need it, if you're ready for it, click the link description down below. I'd be happy to sit down and just have a strategy session for you to kind of outline what this whole world could look like for you. And also, if you have any questions about this, if you want me to dive deeper into any of the buckets, I'd be also happy to share some of the SOPs that I run with my team. Comment them down below. I read all comments. I'll reply to all of the comments as well. And yeah, if you want me to make more videos about anything specific, comment that as well, because that gives me some guidance on what you guys need and what's actually helpful. So see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna talk about that, how I create step-by-step SOPs with my team that are really highly impactful, coming soon. So see you guys.